You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold fans, it is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got to talk about Luna Nozawa and whether Bill Spencer is really her daddy. And will a DNA test prove it, or will venomous Lee Finnegan pull a switcheroo and do her little sister dirty? We are going to dig into what's ahead, but first, please click subscribe if you have not. So this whole Luna, who's her daddy thing, for me, it's been just running on a little too long for my taste. You know, I kind of tap out after 8 or 10 weeks of any given story. And this has been going on a long time. Plus, to me, it feels like they're changing where they had originally planned to go with the story. They laid all the groundwork for it to either be Finn or his dad, Jack Finnegan, and then they seem to be taking a sharp left away from it. Realistically, Luna's father being either Lee's son or husband would be the soapiest outcome. And in case you forgot, the time frame works out where it could have been either one of the Finnegan men. In the case of Luna's dad, possibly being Jack Finnegan, remember he was married to, Jack was married to Lee at the time that Poppy got pregnant with Luna, and Poppy used to live with them way back in the day. So yeah, Jack bumping naughty bits with his hot younger sister-in-law, definitely something that horn dog would do. And by the way, although the actresses Romy Park and Naomi Matsuda, who play Finn and Lee Finnegan and Poppy, are close in age, the characters are supposed to be much further apart in age, with Lee being many years older than Poppy. That's important to note because of Finn's age versus Luna's age, where I've seen a lot of people saying he's not old enough to be her dad. Yes, he is, and let me explain it to you. Luna is supposed to be about 20 or so, given the chats between Luna and Bill. In real life, Tanner Novlan, who plays Finn, is 38, but his character is actually older because he has been a working physician, a professional out on his own for several years. And I think for that reason, the character is supposed to be in his early 40s. Physicians finish their residency training usually around 35, maybe a little earlier, but 35. And then you pile on years of experience where he wasn't a resident, where he was a full-fledged doctor, and then bam, you got 40s. And Finn mentioned that Poppy lived with them while he was in college. So he would have been anywhere from 18 to 21, roughly. We're assuming college, not medical school. And if Poppy slept with her adoptive nephew, the timeline's right, so that he would have been an adult and she would have been a slightly older adult, making him another candidate to be Luna's daddy. And if you're wondering, well, wouldn't he know he slept with his Aunt Poppy? Maybe not, because there's that whole mint thing. Luna had no idea what she was doing when she was on the drugs, aka mints. And they obviously, as Poppy explained, hit somebody harder when you're not used to them, like she is. And Lee Finnegan has mentioned that Poppy has been taking those drug mints for many, many years. It was a big issue that she had with her little sister. So I could totally see back in the day when Poppy was new to taking her drug mints, and she popped a few with Finn to relax him from his college studies. Like he would say they would have dance parties and do all this kind of stuff. So maybe back then they hit Poppy harder too, because she wasn't used to them. They get busy. Poppy wakes up and is horrified that she slept with her nephew, even though they're not blood related. She did the walk of shame. And then when she realized Finn didn't remember it, she decided to keep the secret because, and the reason I think it's more likely to be one of the Finnegan men is because they have shown Poppy carrying a lot of shame about who is the dad, right? And there's not one reason that she would feel shame that it was Bill Spencer other than her being dumb and having unprotected sex with a stranger at a music festival. That sounds like a great way to get an STD, much less an unplanned pregnancy. But even so, the amount of fear and shame they've written for Poppy that we've seen in past scenes does not align to it being to it being Bill. So I don't know if the writers decided to change horses midstream or what, but once Poppy told Bill he could be Luna's father, he was totally thrilled. He's only got sons. He's got Wyatt, who's gone. He's got Liam, and he's got Will. He wants a DNA test ASAP. And right as Poppy was talking to Bill, remember her sister Lee was over at Forrester Creations, uninvited once again, to rail at Luna about her mother. Totally unnecessary behavior. Lee went off about Poppy being a gold digger, a skank, and all the usual, while Luna was defending her mother. And then Lee stormed out. Poppy shows up and tells Luna that Bill might indeed be her father. Meanwhile, Bill told Liam Spencer he might have a sister, and Bill wants that test done right away, like today. So I'd be stunned if they went down to any test or Quest Labs to take this DNA test. I am betting it's going to be at the hospital, the same hospital where Finn and Lee both work, the same hospital where Steffi Forrester had her Kelly paternity test done while Bill was lurking, and that caused many fans to suspect that he tampered with the test. A lot of fans still think that, and they still think he's going to ultimately turn out to be Kelly's dad. I certainly hope so, but no movement on that so far. Anyway, I wonder if Lee sees Luna, Poppy, and Bill at the hospital, checks to see what they were doing there, and I can 100% see Lee Finnegan deciding to corrupt the test results. But why? Well, she cares more about screwing over her sister than she does her niece Luna getting to know her biological father. So here's the thing. If Lee just scraps the test and puts in a result, not a match, she might not even see if Bill is a match or not. If Poppy sees a test saying Bill's not the dad, maybe Poppy would decide she has to reach out to the other prospective daddy because Luna's probably going to be pushing her about it after this. And it would be kind of karmic and funny if Poppy revealed she slept with Finn and he might be the daddy and she only does it because Lee manipulated the test. From there, it could be a case where Lee would be furious to find out about it, but then also desperate to backtrack and prove Bill really is Luna's father. I mean, it would be much less icky if it were Bill, but much more soapy if it were Finn. But if they play this twist right, they could actually have both outcomes. So we could have Bill disappointed, Luna angry, Poppy caving and telling the truth, Finn and Lee being shocked, Lee revealing her trickery with the test, everybody outraged, another test done, and it finally turns out to be Bill. That way, we get the whole roller coaster ride, but we land somewhere safe and not in a swamp of near incest like they like to do on Bold. No thanks to that. Now, I don't know how creative they are in the writer's room, but that's what I would like to see rather than us going straight to Bill being the daddy. I'd like to see Lee Finnegan in the middle, and I do think they brought her back in this week because we're going to get some sort of thing like that. Wait and see how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments, and please subscribe if you haven't, and definitely come back for more. We're here talking Bold and the Beautiful 7 days a week, and as always, I'm your host, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.